On today's episode, Blackmagic announces a battery grip to help people with their battery issues with the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Nevertheless, there's a third-party solution that I believe beats the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera's battery grip in every single aspect. What is up, everybody? James Jackson here. Welcome back to my channel. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content we're coming in for everything video production and video production related. In today's topic, we are talking about Blackmagic, the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and the long-known infamous battery life issues and their solution. So if you haven't heard, Blackmagic has announced the battery grip for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and it is slated to be released sometime later this year. So, which is a great thing for people who have been trying to find solutions for the poor battery life that is in the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. You know, you can barely get an hour in the camera. And it's actually a pretty nice looking grip. You basically take the door that's usually there for the LPE6, you take that off, you slide it on, twist it in, and then instead of using LPE6 batteries, you're now using Sony NP-F batteries for the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, which for a lot of people threw a little bit off, but ultimately I think it's still a better solution. I'd rather go with more stronger, reliable batteries than just using batteries that are just not as efficient to handle the codecs that are in the camera. Kudos to Blackmagic for looking at this and addressing concerns that everybody has with their batteries for this camera. However, there's major problems with the design of the camera and the way it works. The first major problem with it is that basically it eliminates the ability to use cages that you may have purchased for the Pocket 4K. So if you've invested in money in putting down to one of these cages, this kind of just threw everything out of the loop, and now you have to buy a whole new cage that is built designed for the battery grip. The second problem with it is the fact that the way the battery grip is designed, you have to pull the whole slot out in order to replace batteries, which the main problem with that is it completely eliminates the ability to do continuous recording. Most battery grips these days, like the Panasonic GH5, GH5S's battery grip, the Canon EOS R battery grip, and all these other battery grips, they have the ability to where you can put multiple batteries in there, but you only have to take out one but you still have the other one in there which so you can continue using record time. So you don't have to stop. So you can easily hot swap. Well, hot swapping is not possible with this battery grip simply because you have to pull the entire slot out in order to switch the batteries. Which also goes into the purpose of basically you have to wait till the battery completely drains in order to work. Which goes into the third problem, which is while you do get symbols for both batteries, you still don't have a good, accurate way of seeing how long each battery lasts. So it becomes sort of more of a guessing game to see if these batteries are going to last or not. And if you're doing a long take, this is still something that is just not acceptable, at least in my eyes. The battery grip, as at least right now, doesn't come with any batteries with it. You're gonna have to buy all these batteries. If you aren't invested in Sony NP batteries, you're gonna have to buy these. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably already have these batteries, so this may not seem like a big deal to you, but if you're someone who just got into it, you got your Canon LPE6 batteries, and now all of a sudden you gotta buy all these batteries, this is sort of kind of a little bit of an inconvenience. And given the fact that you still got to buy more batteries to replace the batteries that die in the camera, because again, you can't just hot swap. You have to wait till both batteries die in order to really take advantage. Otherwise, you're sort of defeating the purpose. The other main problem is that these particular Sony batteries, while they're good at lasting longer than the Canon batteries, they also take the longest to charge. And based on Blackmagic's own side, the battery life is supposed to be doubled. They specifically said double the battery life. So if you were looking at anywhere between 30-45 minutes, now you're talking about anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours. If you're realistically, I know Blackmagic has talked about being 2 hours, but really, let's just be realistic. Typically, nobody really hits that max hour that they're talking about, and really, that's only in 4K 30 or 4K 24. If you're shooting 4K 60, that battery life drains significantly faster. And that's just ProRes. Let's not get into RAW. All for the fact of $245 just for the battery grip alone, and not including any of these extra features. And now brings me to this guy right here. This is the Core SWX Powerbase Edge battery life. And every sort of issue that I have brought up with the Pocket 4K's battery grip is solved with this. And depending on when you get it, it's actually cheaper than the battery grip itself. Let's start with runtime. So as I mentioned, Blackmagic says that their battery grip will run up to 2 hours of continuous runtime before both batteries die out. With this has been tried and tested for me for months. You will get, for in ProRes 30p, you will get about 3 hours and 20 minutes. So you're getting almost an hour and 20 minutes additional runtime of what Blackmagic is saying is the maximum runtime of their battery grip. The other thing I want to talk about is the convenience. One, as you can see here with my Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, I still have the cage. What's cool about this battery grip is that it comes with a bomb screw that you can attach to the bottom, and guess what? You can now add it to the Pocket Cinema Camera without taking off the cage that you just spent money, your hard-earned money on. You don't need to all of a sudden buy a whole new cage and a whole new rig system just to accommodate that battery grip. You got it all right here. The other thing is the continuous runtime and hot swapping. So while yes, you can put a dummy LPE6 battery inside the slot, the better solution is actually going the D-tap out into the main power socket here. Because this will actually charge, if you put an LPE6 battery, you will actually charge the battery inside here and while you're still powering the camera. And this is great for the fact that when this battery dies, you can easily just take this out and you still got roughly 45 minutes of record runtime. If you got another battery grip, you could just easily hot swap, put that in, and voila, you can go ahead and has just charged up and you never stop recording. So if you want to just do continuous recording, you actually have the capability of doing that as compared to the Pocket Cinema Camera 4K's grip where you can't do that. Finally, the other thing is this, as I was talking about, is there's no accurate way of finding out how much battery life you have. This is not the case with this battery grip. This has an LCD battery that you can actually light up and see exactly how much time you have in the battery before the battery dies out. And it adjusts to the codec as well as the frame rate that you change in the Pocket 4K. So it will adapt. For Q5, 4K 60, I'm looking at probably just under 3 hours of record time, probably around 2 hours and 50 minutes. That's still 50 minutes longer than what Blackmagic is saying for their battery grip at 4K 30, not 4K 60p or RAW. So let's be clear about that. The other great thing I like about this is the fact that, again, it's a V-mount battery. So you can always put it on a V-mount slot, and you can also use this for other accessories, not just the battery. So now you can use this to power both your monitor, you can power other accessories you may have attached to the camera, as well as the camera itself, which you don't get with the battery grip. You basically are just only powering the camera. And the final thing is the price. As I mentioned, the price for the Pocket 4K battery grip is about $245. Now, if you were to get the kit for this is a little bit more expensive. It's $280, depending on the certain kit. But if you were just to get the battery grip alone, it's actually cheaper than the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K battery grip. It's at $235. So if you're just getting the battery, it's $10 less. And even if you factor in the price of getting the cable to run it, you're only adding about another $40. You're only adding about another $40 to the cost. So for a grand total of $30 more, you're getting at bare minimum an hour and 20 minutes more runtime. You can do continuous recording. You can actually know how much time is left on it. You can actually attach it without you taking out the cage, so you don't have to worry about buying a whole new cage for that. And you can use it for different accessories. To me, this is a no-brainer. This is a much better investment. I have loved this battery grip ever since I do it, and it doesn't really add much weight to the camera. than what is already into it. So it's actually a pretty light setup. And also, by the way, you can also use this to power other cameras. Like you can use this, like I use this to power my C200. I use this to power my lights if I'm in a situation where I may need it. I use this to power my key light. You can use this for multiple things compared to the battery grip that is really only designed to work with the battery. So again, if you're one of these people that has been looking for a battery solution for your Pocket 4K, the Core SWX Powerbase Edge, I cannot recommend you enough. This is worth every single penny of it. And to me, it's a much more better investment. And also you can get it now. You have to wait till Blackmagic decides to release the Blackmagic grip in order to get it. Thank you for watching my channel. Let me know what you think of Blackmagic's battery grip. Do you disagree with me, or do you agree with me and think that is the better solution? Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, leave a comment below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care.